Good morning and happy Friday, my loyal subscribers. I have decided to give you guys a peek into my Extinction Event Dino deck with its new support in Kaitotera and Hornsaurus, and a couple other ones. We finally got Evosaurs, and because I love the artwork and honestly it's fantastic for its OTK potential, the giant fuck-off laser dinosaur, aka Grinosaurus Gigacannon. So I'll go a little bit more into detail on the deck profile at the end, some choices, why we're running a little bit of bricks in here, but let's get into the replays. Alright, time for the first replay. So, this is honestly a pretty good hand. Not super ideal. As you can see, we don't have Ovi, we don't have any babies. So let's and I'm going second. So let's see what I can do against this. So I think this is this opponent's starting off with Diabellstar, and yep, they're gonna go straight into Snake Eyes. So we're gonna speed this up a little bit. Oh, that's not Snake Eyes. That's right. This is Makonko and for Nobles. Yeah, I dismantle this Infernoble board. Thankfully, they don't leave any Makonkos on board, because that would be very problematic. So, memory serves, this does go pretty quick once I actually get to my turn. So I'm just going to speed this up while they go through and do all of their wombo comboing, because I have zero interaction that I can do. I just turned off my toggle so that I didn't have to keep clicking misc over and over and wasting my timer, because the new extenders in the deck, they do make it so one of your biggest opponents is the timer now, just because you've got so many lines that you can do, so many options, unless you get a really bad hand, which can happen. I'll admit it. No deck is without its bad hands, but anyways, we're getting close to the end here, I'm pretty sure. He's shuffling back his things into the deck, putting Gearfried on the field, putting Conquer Water Arabesque on there, and Angelica's coming back, equipping some stuff onto Charles, making him effing huge. Alright, but we did draw a baby for turn, and he hit me with Max C. So, I'm going to start it off with Ground Xeno, grabbing Xeno Meteorus, popping a baby that we just drew off the top of the deck like a friggin' god. So, Xeno's gonna get summoned because a card was destroyed. Baby's gonna give us an Ovi. And yes, we are taking the Max C challenge in this. So, Gearfried is gonna try and negate us. We're gonna hit him with the Misc. But he's also got an Imperm, so this is not very good. So, that being said, we haven't used our normal summon yet, so we're gonna be alright. So, no search for Obi. That sucks. Xeno's gonna pop and give us Chain Ying. It's gonna reduce all these guys down. They're gonna try, and we're gonna use Chain's effect to banish Kaitotera. Kaitotera, because it was banished, is going to resummon itself. And then Chain is going to take apart some of the board. So, goodbye Charles, and goodbye Angelica. Kaitotera is going to search Polly. Ground Xeno is going to banish itself, getting us Transcendosaurus, Gigantozauler. Gigantozauler is going to add Ovi back to hand for follow-up in case for some reason they don't kill us. Going to banish 2 dinos, and there we are. Sorry about the vacuum. She apparently knows when I'm going through this, but their Swarm Ship is going to resummon Promethean, and we're just going to hit it again, and then finish things off with Gigantozauler. Good night. On to the next game. Okay, on to the next game. So we are going second again. And let's see where this goes. Starting off with a Where Art Thou? They must not have spent the money to get Bonfire yet. Once again, Diabellstar leading us off. And it is actually Snake Eyes this time, so we're going to let them do their Snake Eyes Wombo combo. Everybody's seen this 1,000 times. Good. Hooray, tier 0 format. Field spell. Go into Link Karibo. Poor little guy got banned in the TCG. Rip. Doing their things, getting all their names in the graveyard. Here comes the big boy. An IP mask. Boy summons 2 more. Going for Princess. Resummon the Snake Eyes for a 3rd time. Mask in the back row. Going to Ambler Whale. And pass. Pretty standard Snake Eyes end board. With the addition of Duel Star. So that's fun. So we're going to draw UCT for turn. And we're going to go for Ground Xeno right off the rip. So they're going to summon Mask. Xeno is going to grab that. Going to pop our 2nd copy of Ground Xeno. I'm going to go to Silent. They're going to hit us with a Droll. So that's fun. So we're going to play under Droll. I'm going to go for Misk right off the rip. Let Xeno summon itself. Field spell's gonna summon another Flame Burge. That's fine. Give me more targets to hit. I'm okay with it. Okay, so going to send Cola Silent and Sabersaurus for Gigantozauer. Mask is going to yoink all of those for Goddess. That's fun. Goddess is going to negate Xeno, which is okay. I'm okay with that. And then Snake Eyes is going to do its thing. Play more on my turn than I do. Misk is going to banish 2 for Zibeba. Banish 2 more. For that, they're going to try to pop my stuff with Princess. They're going to try and hit me with Imperm. Apparently they have not read Misk. Big is going to summon Ovi. Ovi is going to send Kaitotera. I'm going to go to Che Ying, and then we're just going to beat some ass. Send. Burn them for 1,000 each time. Princess. Ambler Whale is going to resummon the Princess. Try to destroy Che Ying. Going to get Kaitotera back on the field, not like it matters. Che Ying for the win. On to the next game. Okay, on to the next one. So, once again, going second. I think I've only got, like, maybe 1 or 2 replays where I managed to go first. I could not win a coin flip to save my life, but I did manage to plow through the top of Platinum into Diamond with this particular run. So, let's get going. Once again, we're starting off with the Abel Star. I swear, she is in every deck. She's just everywhere. She's in everywhere except for Snake Eyes, and Snake Eyes is going to do its thing again. So, hooray. This is a little bit different of a replay. So, aside from, the Snake Eyes combo doing its thing, this guy was an interesting player. So, while Snake Eyes is doing its thing, why don't you guys tell me down in the comments what you guys think of all the new support? Which of the new decks do you think is the best? Obviously, I'm a little bit biased towards Dinos, but I do know that the Chimera stuff has been doing some pretty cool moves with Runic and Branded. I know they've been kicking my behind in the festival. Alright, anyways, on to our turn. So we're going to start off with Fossil Dig, hoping to bait out some interruption, because we've already got everything we need in hand. So Fossil Dig does bait out Silvera. Silvera is going to negate Fossil Dig. That's okay. It's okay. All part of the plan. So Snake Eyes is going to do its thing where they play more on my turn than I do. That's okay. You guys do what you got to do. So, first things first, we're going to grab Misk. Misk is going to send itself, make us unaffected, and we're just going to do that to get Ground Xeno in the grave. Get ourselves Archosaur, do its thing. You're going to try and pop my thing. That's not going to work there, guy. Archosaur is going to pop with Petite, get us the pill, and we're going to get Kaitotera. Snake Eyes is doing its thing, getting searches, getting follow-up for next turn. That's funny, think there's going to be a next turn. They're going for Poly, they're going for Hita for some reason. Going into Hornsaurus. Finally getting to show off some of the new support. Hornsaurus is going to get us a second normal summon. Ovi is going to bring back some Mebus. and then we're gonna pop baby to get our True King. Pop 2 babies, and it's time for a custom ban list. So we were able to ban Zelantis, Goddess, and Zeus. So in addition to that, we are getting our baby effects. We're getting Giant Rex on the field, and Xeno. Going into cross sheet, Xeno's going to pop the Rex, get us our normal, and that's going to res our tuner, because we wanted to. We're BMing a little bit here. Going to use the pill to get UCT. We banished cards. We're going to banish some stuff. Going to get Poly back to hand. It's not like it matters. We're just banishing stuff to get their things. Use UCT's effect. Burn, burn, burn. Heat is going to pop. And then finish it off with Kite of Terror for the win. On to the next game. Alright, on to the next game, and we finally won a coin toss. Now, this is kind of a meh hand. Not gonna lie to you. We do have Mexi for turn 2, which is kind of funny, and we got called by to prevent any Ash Blossoms that may happen. So, it's not terrible, and we do have Fossil Dig to allow for some 2-card Archosaur and Baby shenanigans. So, let's see where it goes. So, once again, starting off with Fossil Dig, grabbing us a baby. Archosaur is going to pop the baby. Getting us the pill. Baby is going to get us Ovi. Pretty standard Dino combo stuff. Ovi's going to grab Misk. Going to put Archosaur in the graveyard. Good link for Reba. Misk is going. Sorry about my dog. Misk is going to banish 2 for another baby. Ovi pops the baby. Baby gets that, and we get Colosilat, and opponent nibs us. We're going to hit him with Max C. So, opponent apparently has not read Misk, and thinks that Nibiru is going to work on our board, and only manages to tribute Link Karibo. And then we get to draw 2 off of that. And he's out. Always read Miscellaneousaurus, folks. Or at least wait until later in the combo when I've got less dinosaurs on board. On to the next game. Okay, this is the final replay, and once again we are getting to go first, which is great. Pretty sure this is one of my first matches in Diamond, and just really getting to show off what I would call the YouTube combo board. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is kind of a ridiculous one. This is also a pretty good hand. We got Ground Xeno and a baby, 2 Fossil Digs to get us our remaining cards in the combo. This is going to be great. So, start off things pretty standard. Going for Ground Xeno, popping the Petite. Petite is gonna summon. Xeno's gonna chain block. Petite's getting us Ovi. Ovi gets us Misk. Going for Fossil Dig. Grabbing another baby. Misk is gonna pitch for protection. Banish from Archosaur. Archosaur is going to pop the baby. We've seen this a few times. Grabbing the pill. Baby is going to grab us another baby. Baby's doing summoning things. Okay, so here we finally get a chance to show off the Dino Wrestler thing. So we summoned Dino Wrestler Colosilat. I'll cover him in the video a little bit. Dino Wrestler plus that is going to go into the Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf is going to bring back Colosilat. Synchro 2 into Cupid Pitch. Cupid Pitch is going to increase to level 6, go for Baron, burn for 1,000, grab Nemesis Corridor. Nemesis Corridor is going to return Misk back to the deck, special summon itself, and we're going to get TDC off of that. Colossus is a troll on legs. It's great in this format. Pop a baby in the hands, get us our Saber Source on field, go to Lars. Going to use up some more of our things for Gigantozauer. Gigantozauer is going to return baby back to hand. Evo Pill for Rex, and we're going to pass turn. So, let's take a look at the interruptions. So, obviously we have protection for Baron and Thunder Dragon Colossus, so no imperms for my Omni Negate and my Droll on legs. We've got UCT can flip the whole board face down by popping either the baby or Gigantozauer. If Zowler is popped, which is probably what I was going to do, you'd get to return something else back to hand. I would probably pick Ovi. Yeah, I'd probably grab Ovi. And then I can pop 2 cards, one in my hand or on the field, and then one of theirs. So I wait until they have something to pop, in addition to flipping face down. And then, yeah, you see flip their whole field face down and pop one of their cards in addition to, well, Baby would be useless because my field is full. But anyways, you also got a double on the field Omni Negate, and of course Baron's Omni Negate as well. So, pretty oppressive board. Let's see what my opponent can do. Spoiler alert, not much. So we are playing against Super Heavy Samurai, which Droll on legs is not very good for them. So we're going to go for Lars to negate their Wakaushi. They're going to hit us with Max C for some reason. Like, they think we're going to be summoning off of Lars. I'm not really sure what the thought process was there. They must have top-decked Max C, because they would have drawn 1,000 cards off my last turn. Alright, so they're going to go for Bestial, banish our Cupid Pitch. And then we're going to we're going to flip their whole field face down and pop some stuff, and they're out of there. Anyways, on to the deck profile. Okay, on to the deck profile. So, play 42 cards in the main. Can be cut down to 40 if you want, based on personal preference. Rex technically could be cut. He's just there as an extra Earth target for the True King. But let's go over it. A lot of the deck is engine, so let's go ahead and remove the normal staples. So I'm only running 1 Max C. That's mostly as a cross-out target. We don't really want to draw a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of the babies need to pull from deck, so you don't really want to see a bunch of dinos in your hand once you start popping babies. So sometimes Max C can really be detrimental. So really just running the 1 as a cross-out target, and then to maybe end somebody's turn quickly. So we'll remove that. Running 2 Ash Blossom. You can run 3. Like I said, you're mostly relying on Misk for things, and as you've seen, we don't really care about Max C itself unless we happen to have cross-out. So we're running the 2 called by, 1 cross-out, 1 imperm, and that'll be about it for state. Well, we are running Harpies as well. So the rest is, as far as functioning like my deck, is useful. So let's start off at the front. We got our Sabersaurus. Considering upgrading this to the Sword Arma Dragon. So specifically, you need your normal dino to work with Ground Xeno, and you need an Earth target for True King. So Sabersaurus is a level 4, Sword Arm is a level 6. I have been wanting for another 6 occasionally whenever I can't manage to get to Hornsaurus. It'd get me to make Lars a little bit more consistently. That being said, the Sabersaurus can help you make Dolka and Lagia a little bit easier. It's all personal preference. A lot of people still run Frostosaurus. I don't think that's correct anymore, not with because you're never attacking with this thing, right? And the ability to search Dragonic Diagram with Hornsaurus makes it so True King is a lot more consistent, meaning you need as many Earth targets as you can muster, which means Sword Arm is fantastic. So, anyways, we're going to go for 2 Archosaur, mostly because you hate to draw it, and you need 1 in deck to summon off of Misk. So when it's normal or special summon, you can destroy a dino in your hand or face-up field. Notice this is your face-up field. Doesn't work with Lost World like Ovi does. And then you can add one of the dino types or an Evolution Pill spell. We're not running the Evil Zor package, so we're going to run Evolution Pill, which we also run 2 of because my bad luck, I always seem to draw 1. Running 3 baby and 2 petite. The babies have very similar effects. When they're destroyed by card effect, you summon a dinosaur from the deck. Baby does level 4 or lower, petite does level 4 or higher, but the monster summoned by petite cannot attack this turn. Dino Wrestler Colossilat. Colossilat's a pretty cool little extender. Allows me to do my Cupid Pitch and Thunder Dragon Colossus shenanigans, as you have seen. And it also, actually, that's all it's really used for aside from link material. So it can also special summon itself for free. if you control no monsters, which is great. So you can, if you happen to draw it, you can just get a free body on board for no reason at all, and then the rest that the text doesn't matter. It's just a level 2 tuner that's also an Earth Dino, so it's great. Good synergy with the deck. Giant Rex can't attack directly. If it's banished, resummon it. It gains attack, but it's mostly used as free link material or synchro or exe material. Miscellaneousaurus. Thank God we have this thing at 3. I love this card. Best card in the deck. Easy. So send it to the graveyard and pray they don't have Called by the Grave. Did happen quite a few times during my climb up in Diamond. And during this main phase, so the main phase, remember that. If you go to battle, your dinos are no longer protected. So do what you can to dismantle their board before you go to battle. But during the main phase, the dinos are unaffected by any activated effects by your opponent. And then while it's in the grave, you can banish any number of dinos, including this card, and special summon a dino from your deck with a level equal to that. So anywhere from 1, where you only need to banish Misk itself, all the way to 10 if somehow... Actually, no, you can't even summon UCT with that. 6. 6 is the highest you can go off of that. If you manage to have 5 other dinos in the grave and really needed Xeno, you could do that, which is really silly. Soul Eating, Oviraptor. This is your normal summon, one of your normal summons. You now have 2 with Kaido. And if it's normal summon, you can take a dinosaur monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. You can target a level 4 or lower dino monster on the field. Doesn't have to be your field, which means if we were running Lost World, you could do the pop in the egg to pop a baby in the deck thing. But then you destroy it and then special summon a dino monster from your graveyard in defense. So normally you're going to use it to pop a baby, summon another baby from the grave, and then use the baby search to get either another baby or another combo piece. Nemesis Corridor, technically one of the only bricks, quote-unquote, in the deck. But we do a fair amount of banishing, so it's not always a brick, and it can get you to Thunder Dragon Colossus on its own. So Thunder Dragon Colossus requires that a Thunder Monster effect be activated in the hand. Nemesis is a Thunder Monster whose effect activates in the hand to special summon itself. So it's a 1-card Colossus if you've got anything banished. It's fantastic. Kaidotera. Kaidotera is our new dino, came in the last pack. So if your opponent controls 2 or face-up monsters except wind, you can't target this thing for attack. So it's got a little bit of battle protection, but you're almost never leaving this thing on the field. During the main phase, you can add Poly from your deck to your hand. So Poly's searchable, which is great. And if it's banished, it resummons itself, and if you happen to have used Poly, you get it back to your hand. We don't run too terribly many fusion monsters, but it can help getting both of your fusions on the field if you didn't manage to draw into Xeno. So, and we do run 2 of it because after you make Horned Saurus, you get a second normal summon. So if you manage to get Kaido and Ovi in your hand, you summon Kaido, use Search Poly, pitch, use Fusion Summon with Kaido and any other dino except for Xeno, because you're going to need both of them in that version of the combo. And then you summon Ovi with Hornsaurus as extra normal and then go into your normal plays. If you didn't happen to get Misk in your hand, that can be a little bit fragile, because if you search Misk off of Ovi, you don't have enough babies. So it's interesting. You really have to have the right setup. Technically, you only need 3 combos, but 3 cards, 2.5. Kaido, Soul Eating, and any other dinosaur but Xeno will work, and you get a pretty great board off of that. I can make another video showing that particular combo if you'd like in solo mode, because it's really hard to get that done with a live opponent. They'll usually scoop if they see me doing that. So anyways, Xeno Meteorus, this one's been around for a little while, so if any card is destroyed by battle or card effect, your opponent's anything, you can special summon it from your hand. And you can, during the main phase, you can destroy a dinosaur monster in your hand or the field, and then special a dinosaur normal monster, which is why we're running Sabersaurus or Sword Armor Dragon. And you can summon it from your hand or your deck. So if you did happen to draw one of them, you could summon it from your hand. But it does lock you into dragons, dinosaurs, sea serpents, and worms. So that means a lot of my link plays get turned off, so you need to really save this towards the end of the combo. And so we got True King Lithogism. I think that's how you say that, I'm not really sure. So you can destroy 2 monsters in your hand or field, but one of them has to be Earth, which is why we're running a lot of Earth targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Earth targets, which is great, including itself. So that's one reason why I play 2. So in case you happen to draw both of them, you can use that. If you do happen to destroy 2 Earth monsters, though, you can banish 3 cards from your opponent's extra deck. What I like to call the custom ban list. So it can, a lot of times, if you can manage to resolve that effect on turn 1 and take out all of their key combo pieces if they weren't running multiples, it's a win. You can, like, a lot of times opponents won't even be paying attention, and they'll start their turn and be like, wait, where's all my stuff? It's really funny. So onto the best main deck boss monster in the game, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So it can't be normal summoned or set. It must first be special summoned by banishing 2 items in the grave. And then you can destroy, during the main phase, you can destroy a monster in your hand or field. Doesn't have to be a dinosaur, which is great. So if I did have Secure Garden in the deck, you could pop Secure Garden, and then you flip everything face down on your opponent's field. That can be flipped face down. Obviously, it doesn't work on links. And this thing can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. And if it attacks a defense position monster, it doesn't have to be face down. So if they left their stuff in defense, well, it's free real estate. You can inflict 1,000 damage and send it to the graveyard. So it gets around a lot of battle protection stuff. Fantastic boss monster. So good. So, like I said, running 1 Poly. Poly's a fusion spell. The first fusion spell. Looks great. Running 1 double Evo pill. So it requires a Dino and a 9 Dino in your hand or grave. And then special summon a level 7 or higher Dino from the deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Only target for that is UCT, which is why we run 2. You almost never draw both UCTs. But even when you do, you've got more than enough dinos to make the pill. Not, it doesn't matter. Running 3 Fossil Dig. It's better than Rhoda. It's not once per turn. It's level 6 or lower. It's fantastic. Only running 2 Ground Xeno, just because 3 ended up bricking the hand too much. And then 1 Dragonic Diagram. It's searchable with our new fusion monster, and enables the popping of any monster. I like to try and pop it with a baby to get a little advantage off of it, but it doesn't have to. And then it adds Lithogism to the hand. So, fantastic. On to the extra deck. So, Hornsaurus. This is our new extra deck monster. One of the new extra deck monsters. So, it requires Kaido Terra, and then any other dino. So, like I said, you just need Kaido, any other dino, and then Ovi to really, really make an incredible board. So, it can attack directly the turn at special summon. So if you're going second, you can swing before even going into your opponent's board, which is really funny. Almost, that sometimes comes up, but usually not. If I can't get to Lars, I'll use that. But when it's fusion summon, if it's fusion summon, so you don't have to, you can't get chain blocked with this. You can place a field spell from your deck or graveyard face up in the field spell zone. So if for some reason you already had this on the field and it got popped, you can bring it back, the Hornsaurus. And this works with any field spell, and because it places it, not activates it, you can even play something silly like the Seal of Orichalcos, because the seal states that when it's activated, destroy all special summons, but it doesn't activate it, it places it. Gotta love Lawyer Yu-Gi-Oh! And then, last but not least, during the main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 dinosaur or dragon monster. So it facilitates a lot of really wacky stuff. You saw me use that in one of the replays to get the baby on the field so Ovi could pop it, which was awesome. Thunder Dragon Colossus. It's Droll on legs, but one-sided. Doesn't stop Max C, like Droll does, but that's okay. Like I said, we don't normally care about the Max C challenge anyways, especially if we're going second. So it must either be fusion summoned or special summoned during the turn Thunder Monster is activated in hand by tributing 1 Thunder effect non-fusion monster. So Nemesis Corridor, it's perfect. And cards can't be added from the main deck to the hand except by drawing them. And you can also, it has a little bit of battle protection. better in its own archetype, but we do get one free battle protection with keeping Nemesis Corridor in grave, because if it tries to get destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish the Thunder from your graveyard. So, Transcendosaurus Gigantozauler, an absolutely huge body, but there is text on this thing. So when it's special summoned, you can target a dino in the grave, add it to the hand, but if it was special summoned from the grave, you can destroy 2 cards. One from your hand or field, and 1 card your opponent controls, which is great. If it is destroyed while on the field, you can shuffle a normal monster from your graveyard back into the deck, and then special summon it, so that's how it gets its graveyard effect. You don't have to rely on Monster Reborn, it can do it itself. Cupid Pitch, our go-to tuner in the deck, aside from Colosilot. Colosilot makes Cupid Pitch makes our big guys. So if this card is Synchro Summon, increase or decrease this card's level by the level of the tuner used as the material head on the field, so it's always going to increase by 2 to a level 6 tuner. If this card's Synchro Summon, if the Synchro Summon card is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, burn for the new Synchro Summon monster's level times 1,000, which is always going to be 1,000 damage, times 100, so it's always going to be 1,000 because we're already summoning our level 10s off of this. And then you can add 1 level later lower with 600 defense, so it adds Nemesis Corridor. So, fantastic. Baran is, well, it's Baran. It's fantastic. You get a on your turn pop and a once on the field Omni Negate, and then she shuffles herself back if you've used it and you want one of your other guys coming back. Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Che Ying. Goodness, I have a hard time saying that. For each banished card, this card gains attack and defense, and your opponents lose attack and defense, and if it would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish. But if something is banished, you can banish a card from your opponent's field and graveyard. It's fantastic. It's so good, especially with how much banishing we do in this deck. So, Lagia and Dulka are evil Zars, our level 4 evil Zars anyway. We do have a level 6 now. When a monster be normal, special summoned, or a spell or trap card is activated, you can detach 2 materials, negate the summon of the activation if you do destroy it. So Lagia is Solemn Strike? Solemn Judgment? I think it might be Judgment. That sounds like Judgment. But either way, it's Judgment on a body. It's great. That means I don't have to run the trap. Dulka. Dulka is a non-once per turn monster effect negate. So when a monster effect activated, detach 1 material, negate the activation, and destroy it. So, pretty great. Grinosaurus Giga Cannon. It is my secondary OTK thing. I used it several times during my climb, just not in any of my replays. So when a dinosaur monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, send it to the graveyard. You can detach 1 material from the card, inflict 1,000 damage to the opponent, and then this card gains 1,000 attack. So what you can do is you use this alongside UCT. So UCT has the field flipped face down, but instead of activating its effect on the face down monsters, you just pound into them. You still get the burn for 1,000 off of Grinosaurus, and this thing gets bigger twice because it'll have 2 materials. So it ends up being a 4,200 body, and it burns for 2k. And then if there's still stuff, you can just use UCT's effect to burn for 1,000 more, and then they're usually going to have less than 4,200 life points by the time UCT is done with the field and Grinosaurus swings for game. If this XE card is destroyed, you can just target 1 card on the field, destroy it, and burn for 1,000. So it gets a little bit of a floating effect, which is really, really good. I don't see a lot of people playing this. I personally love it, mostly because I like the artwork, but its effect isn't bad either. I just love the giant laser dinosaur. Alright. Other new card, Evilzar Lars. This is our level 6 Evilzar. While it has material, the opponent cannot target it with monster effects, so that's one reason why I never put Lars under Elf. It can be hit with Imperm, and I have seen that happen a couple of times, but it's nice because they can't destroy it with Baron or anything. So, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card, or just 1 if all this card's material are reptile or dinosaur, which is always going to be the case. Then you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and negate its effects. So it's an on-the-field Omni-Negate. Does not work with hand traps, but it will work for pretty much anything else. Spells, traps, monster effects. It works on everything. It's amazing. And it negates it until the end of the turn. So like in that last replay where you saw me negate Wakuushi's effect to search when it was placed in the pendulum zone, and then it also negated its effect to summon itself and place a card in the other pendulum zone. So it is a until the end of the turn negate, just like an imperm would be, but it applies to spells and traps as well. Link Karibo. Link Karibo is here to get our Archosaur off the field and into the grave, and then we'll usually use Link Karibo with one of our Link 2s to get Link Karibo in the grave, so we can use Pill, and we'll have a non-dinosaur and a dinosaur to banish for UCT. Masquerina. Masquerina's hardly ever used, but I do use her to go into Goddess if in very special situations. Allows you to link on your opponent's turn, and if you're using her for Goddess, you can use one of your opponent's monsters as well. So that's usually a last-ditch effort to save ourselves. Cross Sheep. Cross Sheep is used with Hornsaurus or Gigazowler to resummon a level 4 or lower from the grave, and then once you've done that, you can link it off into Elf. Elf provides the targeting protection and rezzing of Bebis. So, and then Goddess. Goddess is Goddess, the White Woman jump scare. You can use one of your opponent's monsters as link material for it. Negate the effects of all cards. Sorry, face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. And it's unaffected unless specifically targeted, and then once per turn, if they activate a card or effect that special summons a monster from the graveyard, you can negate the activation. So it turns off the graveyard for a little bit. That's going to do it for my deck profile. Like I said, let me know if you want to see the Kaido Terra and Soul Eating Oviraptor combo. I don't have it already recorded, so I'm going to leave that up to you guys in the comment section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. My channel is growing very slowly, but I would really appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I will see y'all in the next one.